agency in the box.
Sorry.
No
Go ahead.
worries. And so I'm going to be working with real estate agents. I've been working with them already for 20 years, but now I'm going to apply GHL to my clients. And pretty much everything's in there. I've already downloaded all the uploaded all the snapshots. Everything's in there that I need to pretty much do what I need to do. But I got a lot from what you shared with Lance, because I got some clients that are in small markets, and
Yeah.
they're going to have to make sure they're beefy on the ad budget, because it's going to take in the smaller markets. It's just going to take more.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the type of leads, but that is one of the things that, like, if I look at all the results that I've been getting for clients,
Hmm.
there's very clear commonalities, and I'd rather maybe turn down some clients now that I know that, yeah, maybe it could work, but you just start opening up all the potentiality of, like you said, you don't get enough lead flow, or they just don't have the
But
momentum. Because right when they start, I mean, that's
they
where
want to
you,
see, yeah, results right up the gate.
yeah. So I like the idea that I'm kind of working on where, hey, first 30 days, if you're not open to nationwide wholesaling or something to that effect, you can use my do it yourself solution where they can run their own ads and they can try a short form or whatever. But if I'm providing a done for you service, I mean,
Right.
I really want to control as many people getting the result that, the system can create. So, yeah, it depends. Let's get specific. Like, what type of leads are you wanting to generate for
Well,
them?
we
And
want to do a list of homes, and we want to do some type of lead magnet, because we want to get sellers, not necessarily motivated, but for investors. So, but on the regular real estate agent like you started out on,
okay, got it.
those type of leads.
Yeah, the SaaS in a box system and the buyer lead system
Mhm.
is pretty, you shouldn't have too many issues getting volume from that just because there's such a large pool of people that want to be buyers, even if
Yeah.
they're not ready.
Mhm.
Um, and I think, yeah,
I found that about 40% of those, like I got 10 leads within the last 7 days, from list of homes. But uh, what I found out in my past when I've done before, 40% of those people have a house they're going to need to sell. So they
there it
attract sellers
is.
too.
Yeah, that's what I tell people too, because some people are like, where are the seller templates and all that? And I'm like, the lowest cost of like to get a seller lead is the list of homes. And if you have that survey filter, so
Mhm.
did people put that they have that, or you just found that on the phone, or like did they fill out the survey saying that they
No,
have?
I didn't do the survey one.
Okay.
I need to implement that. That's in there, right? In the buyer seller
So you
snapshot.
just found out through
Just,
texting or phone calls that they also have a property to sell.
yeah. Oh, that in the past I have. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's been norm of anybody that's done list of homes. They're gonna dredge up sellers as well. But I have not implemented the survey, but I'm gonna be doing that next,
Okay.
because I think
Gotcha.
I haven't applied that part.
Yeah, because you'll see if you do that survey that there's a
Yeah,
question there,
they're qualifying themselves. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
then you might have to pay a little more, but you're getting a more qualified person that's further down the into the funnel or down the decision timeline.
Yeah. No, and I've seen too, no matter you do video, you do funnels, I mean, at the end of the day, I would just tell these people you're gonna get one deal out of 50 leads to be conservative. And
Mhm.
if you can kind of keep their expectation there, I mean, they should
Okay.
be fine.
Okay. All right. All right.
Anything else or?
No, no, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the survey.
Okay,
And
cool.
kick it up a few notches. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right. Stacia. Oh, you even changed your name right there so I could see it.
I'm quick.
Awesome.
Oh,
Love it. Yeah, what's going on?
no, I love your whole I just got in and following her on your whole like platform with the agency in the box. I
Cool.
actually was the one thing was like, oh, why I maybe you already just had it in jot form, so I'm like converting it into a survey form and with the new
Yeah, I
AT
saw that.
and all that. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do my onboarding. So I'm like, oh my God, this is so much better.
Yeah, I saw that you posted that. I was gonna message you, like jump on. So yeah, you can totally use the high level forms or surveys. It's the same thing. I had just made mine like, you know, quite a bit ago, and so I just haven't switched it all. And to be honest, sometimes it's actually just easier for me to like, I know that may sound contradictory, but um there's only two forms I have the clients fill out, and within my high level I have leads, I have people that are interested in the products I offer and they go to my new breed stuff. So it kind of has a bunch of people in there, and my clients, I don't, there's really not too much contact that I'm making. So for me, Jot form is just more simple because I get two form submissions, the A2P thing and the onboarding form, and that's all I really need. But yes, you can build the exact same questions in the Go
I
High
know
Level
it's
surveys.
getting a little like messy. So I'm trying to like organize.
Yeah, because you'll have like your lead custom fields, or
Yeah.
it kind of, yeah, the idea of it being in one place can be great for sure. It's just, I find that I'm jumping on a call, I'm sending them two links, and I just want to check out what those forms say and fill out their stuff. So yeah, is the onboarding stuff like making sense or?
Yeah, I think so. And then yeah, for the way that you're doing and for this model too, like I'm excited to implement that one. And then I have partners like that. There's a girl who just bought, and the way I had um high level didn't have those extra plans before. So I had made this custom plan and I had all these zaps. Anyways, the zap failed just this last night. So I'm like, okay, actually, I'm just going to switch her off. And I wanted to create a different onboarding process where they watch certain videos and then fill out those forms. And then you just take that information and just start the A2P process and stuff and fill
Yeah,
it
because
in a
clients
separate.
won't go in there, and it's literally the exact questions that are in the software. It's just so that they don't have to go in and click around. So yeah, the process for me is like they'll book a sales call. I don't even, I'm not reading off a script or
Yeah.
anything, but yeah, they book like a sales call or a demo call. And, the main thing they're going, like we're going through on the call at this point because of the content, which I would tell everyone, do not wait to start making content. I think I've only done maybe like 8 or 9 investor specific videos. I mean, I do mention it in most of the other videos, but I get, at this point, I've been getting about 3 clients a month from like clients, not affiliates or digital marketing, people, like actual clients from those videos. So they're watching my case studies. Your clients are searching for content. So they're pretty much coming to that call with like, they know who I am. They've seen some of the results. They know how the system works, and they're really just looking for like a specific quote on the markets they want to target and their budget. Um, Once they say yes to that, like, okay, cool, this sounds good, then I email them those 3 steps, which is just a templated contract. It's just I only have one contract, which is in that course. They sign that, and then there's a link. So that's link one. And then the second link is to pay. So that payment link is directly linked to my SaaS configurator. So that creates their sub account and all that good stuff. And then the third link is for them to book like the onboarding call, which is where I'll transfer over their Facebook ad account and their page. Um, and then on that call, once we complete that, I just send them those two links to the Jot form, the A2P and the just the general onboarding. I send that in either in the Zoom chat if they're willing to do it right then and there, or I make a private Slack channel, and that way my clients aren't calling me. They don't, they're not emailing me, texting me. That's another thing I used to be afraid of, like, well, they all need my number and stuff, and they just need good communication, and they like that they can go to Slack and they know they're going to get and you don't have to use Slack. You can use wherever you can do it in HighLevel if you want, but they like that there's like a streamlined place to get, feedback or communication from me. And it's also just good business practice because Slack saves all those messages and images and all those things. So if anyone ever, I don't know, disputes what you're doing or whatever, you have record of everything. So yeah, so basically they'll jump on a call, we go through budget, we go through their market. I, pretty much right there make a quote with that calculator and set the expectation. Um, and then they say yes. I email them the contract, the link to pay, and then to book a call. On the call, I transfer the ad account over and their page. And then from there on that call, or after that call, I'll just send them those two jot forms. And then I just, like you said, I take the A2P form and I just go into the sub account and, fill it out and get approved. Right now, the toll free seems to be getting approved faster too. So if you guys are having issues with the A2P, the toll free seems to be like getting approved like within 24 hours. The A2P should be fine too, but I have had some issues with clients where it's not getting approved, um, even though everything's like good, and then the toll free gets approved. So I would just do that if it's delaying it too long. You don't want to like you're gonna, yeah, weeks, trying to get it approved. It'll probably, make them feel buyer's remorse. Like, okay, we can't even get this thing going. So, yeah. And there's one little thing with the toll free. It asks you for like, image URL or some like showing the actual, landing page that you're generating the leads on. And, let's see if I can find it, but it's kind of weird. You actually put like a Google Drive link. So I just take a snapshot of the landing page and then I just make that a public link and then I put that in the actual the toll-free submission, and then it's gotten approved every single time. So that's a little thing I kind of figured out that I couldn't when I would put the link to the funnel, it wouldn't get approved. So you take a screenshot of it, and yeah. So
How do you do the onboarding for like someone who's doing a do it themselves thing type of thing?
yeah, so the way I have mine, there's like a few videos in there, and they basically, onboard themselves. Um, yeah, so there's no like
No,
there is none basically. That's my favorite onboarding when there is
absolutely.
none.
So you have a video for them like for the A2P part two
Mhm.
or an UpHex? You
I
have
suggest like when people sign up,
Yo
there's
no
an
sé, no,
automated
tuyo.
text that there's an automated text that goes out like when they pay for the 297, and it just tells them like they they should have let me read it exactly, but it's basically just like thanks for signing up, check your email for the three following steps or something like that. And it just says like number one, let me see if I can find it right here and I can show you. Uh, yeah, right here. So this is, I guess this is the onboarding if there is any. Can you see that?
yeah,
So
cool.
they order like from the sales page within the funnel, and then I grant them this course. There's an onboarding course, and then there's like the training course, which shows them how to run the ad. So onboarding is basically creating your business manager if they don't have one, or making sure that they have a payment method connected to the ad account. And that's really what the onboarding is, just the little prerequisites before they can actually use the system. So there's really just like 2 steps there. And then in the training, it basically says, okay, your ad account set up, you have a payment method. Now log into the system, and here's how to run the actual ad. And that's where I'm kind of breaking down which template to use and how much money they should spend on the ads and stuff like that, and the expectation. And then the text, this all just happens pretty much immediately, but you can see this text there, or screenshot it or whatever. But it just basically says you got login credentials to the CRM, login credentials to the training area. And then I just put a little, disclaimer that it may take 24 hours for us to activate the Facebook ads feature, because you have to use like a custom link for the UpX stuff. So I just go in there when I see a payment, and then I put it. But that's the process for the do it yourself. So
Cool. And you don't have them sign a contract?
no, because it's month to
Smaller.
month, and they can cancel. I enable it so they can cancel in their inside of the actual sub account, so they can just cancel there. So there's no hoops for them to jump through, and
Yeah.
it's actually working well. Like I said, it's the same problem, just at different scales. The like the hardest part, or the thing that, like I said, you want to control at the beginning, is like if you know that where you're gonna plug the system in, like a specific market, or they have the budget, and they turn on the ads, I mean, it's gonna work. So usually where people get frustrated on both levels, the do it yourself or done for you, is like their ad account's banned, or they don't know how to make a business man. Like all that stuff is what
And
frustrates
then
them.
I like that you have that, so that you have them probably pay for a consult, right, to fix those things.
Correct. Yeah. So I tell them, I don't know if I usually jump in there and just like type it out. And I'll just say like, welcome. It's optional if you'd like to do a paid consultation, but I can basically make sure that your business manager's created successfully, your ad account's compliant, and I can just kind of walk you through the system and make sure you're comfortable. And most people do it at this point, and the link to that like paid call is in the course. So I have a video there just saying that you can do this, it's optional, but it's worth it, because the people that do it, they pay the extra $200 or whatever, but everything's ready to go, and like by the end of the call they're running an ad, versus they don't want to pay it, and then they're frustrated, and then they're spending whatever hours trying to figure it out. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anything else, or any?
Oh, one other thing. Sorry to
Yeah.
take off. So I'm messing around with the chatbot thing too, and I was having problems with it being triggered. And I know we had a conversation about it. I think I had to clear it out, because me and the girl who was testing it have she's the email marketing person. But I guess my question is though, I'm having it go to that book a call link, and I like what you were telling that other guy. I wasn't sure if that bottom part like actually said those words in the so I'm using Eliza and then the Facebook and the other thing. And then I actually was trying to make it so that it didn't book a call. Like the client's actually trying to sell a course, and actually I'm trying to make it become his social
Oh,
seller. basically. So instead of going to book a call, I was putting in qualifications if they would be a good fit for this other program that he's selling that's between 2K and 3,500. So do I just tell it to, like, if it qualifies with these questions, give them this link instead, or do I have
yeah.
it kind of focus on like booking a call or not booking a call? Or
No, so that's yeah, that's the power of the prompt itself. So the snapshot, like this is kind of the main part of it. So if you're not attempting to have any sort of booked call, um, for that sub account at least, you can delete this branch. So there's like it won't even there's no possible way it would trigger the ELISA. And then just within the prompt, um, you can change the yeah, like you can change the flow so that at the end of the let me pull it up. At the end of the actual you know, like prompt right here. Let me share it again. You can insert a link to, the course. So like these are all, this is the prompt, right? So you can adjust this as you need to for the actual, social selling bot. But then right here, instead of book the appointment, you can just say like, you know, send the course link or whatever you're calling it. And then right here, um, you can just say, you just adjust that to the flow of whatever that would be. So you just change like these core pieces. Like if the customer, like if they're technically qualified based on the other questions, then we could just say like, awesome, it looks like you would be a good fit for our ABC program. Here's a link to check it out as well as a video. And this is where you would put that like that following statement like, awesome, you'd be a good fit. Check out the program here and let us know if you have any questions. And then um, stuff like that. So you could delete that branch for the sub account if you don't want it to book an appointment at all, or you can leave it. And when you change this, it's never going to pass through this left side because the condition for this has to have the keyword there. So as long as these don't match up, it will never route down here. So, and I actually think it works best. I mean, I know the goal for a lot of people is to get the booked appointment, but um, I think when you just have it like when it's just having conversation and like answering their questions, if you have like a simple, like on one of our clients, we have a notification like right above when the bot's going to send a text. So there's like an internal notification and it just says like, it's a SMS and it just says like, Jackie is talking to contact name and is about to send this message, and then it just has quotes where they can kind of see the context of the conversation just through what the bot's responding with, and then if they can see like if they're getting multiple notifications, then they can see, oh, John, like she's talking to John about, you know, booking an appointment, whatever it is, they can just jump in and kind of, pause it and then just call them right then and there. So,
oh yeah, sorry. I feel like I'm not monopolizing all the time, but is that where you put in? Because like there was times where it just said, okay, yeah, we'll book your and the Facebook Messenger one, like we'll book your time with you, and then it ends. Like, was I supposed to put a notification so someone else live actually responds with their calendar, or
um,
instead of giving them just a link to, I mean, kind of following it because sometimes you give
sure.
them a link and then they don't actually book. Like,
Yeah. So you can do notifications throughout. That way they see the context, or the same way you would have a keyword here that can trigger the actual AI booking bot, which doesn't work on the Facebook or Instagram. You can, any branch you add with a keyword here that's connected to the prompt can be triggered to like send context to the actual client. So if maybe, for example, you know that when the lead has gone through all the qualifying questions and after they've done that, the bot is going to send a link to the digital course. You can basically put the, course link right here. And then now the system's going to know, hey, the bot just sent like this link because the response contained the link. So whatever you want below that branch, like a notification to the client or you get a notification, whatever, then you'll know the bot is, it just sent the link. So you can kind of just pick maybe one main part of the prompt where at the end it's like, okay, we've qualified them or they've answered the questions and now we're going for that call to action. You can just insert whatever like that keyword is in the prompt so that it pulls it into a different branch and just notifies the client like, hey, Jackie just sent the link to the program. Like, go check on the lead and see if you can call them or, whatever you got to do. I don't know what the process is, but.
Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Um, who was next? Let's see. I think John was next. John, do you have any questions?
Hi, Ken.
Hey,
I
Howard.
think you covered the already through who was it? Stacia. But so I'm downgraded to 297. So Eliza booking bot is no longer available. So you recommend to edit the prompt, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So so uh and then editing the prompt and then so I give the booking calendar link.
Yeah, so I put it in the chat on the Zoom. So you use this prompt for if you don't have Eliza.
Mm-hmm.
You can use this one because when they want to book the appointment, you just put the link
Oh,
to
okay.
calendar right here. That way, it doesn't trigger the booking bot.
Yeah, got it. Okay. And then the in your agency box, right? So you use the just a simple workflow bot, right? Uh,
Yeah, I think
if I have
for
a
go
if
ahead.
I have a two choice, which one you would recommend?
I mean, I feel like it depends where someone's at, but I feel like if I look at what I've done with the agency, like ChatGPT only came out like a year and whatever, maybe 5 months ago. So prior to that, I didn't even need any of this stuff. And even now, the majority of the people that I work with, like I don't like the goal for my agency is like to put in the least amount of effort and get the maximum output. So
Yeah.
if I see issues with this and I have to troubleshoot all these bots, people want to
Mm-hmm.
change the questions and all that, like I'd rather just eliminate it. So
Yeah.
the GPT itself is definitely better for the sake of like it can handle an actual conversation, but when you're growing the actual agency, there's
Mm-hmm.
multiple things you have to do. You have to go get customers. You have to work on your product. You have to keep refining your message. You have to communicate with clients. Like there's all these other components that you have to manage.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say the simplest part, like more simple the system is,
Mm-hmm.
the less effort you have to expend like troubleshooting the product and the more you can spend, going out and getting the client. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for most people, if you're successfully onboarding the client and you're successfully launching their ad,
Mm-hmm.
basic text and email automation should do the majority of the heavy lifting. And I think only until you're comfortable with you have a system for like getting new clients, onboarding the clients, setting everything up, then I think you can start to experiment with, okay, let's get everyone on the ChatGPT, part of the system. But if I were to pick one, I mean, like starting out, I would probably just not even deal with this because it's going to take me away from going out and getting, customers. So if you have
Yeah.
customers and stuff, then add it to your best customer first, and just say, hey,
Yeah.
I'm experimenting with something. Let's see how it does with your leads, see if you like it. But if you like launch it to everyone and you're trying to like you're new to Zapier, you're new to webhooks, you're new to all this type of stuff, there's only so much value you're going to get from learning like a new skill. I would say if your offer is to run ads and get them leads and appointments, you can accomplish that with good ads and a good funnel. So, you know, still to this day, it's like 40 to 50% of our leads are self-booking their own appointment through the funnels. So yes, this can definitely help, but if you have good text automation that is just basic, like, there's no bot connected to it, you should get responses from people because you have to remember the majority of the world doesn't even know how this stuff works. So them filling out a form and getting contacted immediately via text and email is already like probably there's only a small percentage of companies where that is being done successfully. So I would just start with, onboarding them, running their ads and having basic text and email. And then if, like I said, you start getting consistent customers or you already have people that it's working with, yeah, then you can use some of that time to experiment with this. But this won't figuring this out isn't going to really get you more customers unless this is your offer, right? If this is your offer, like, hey, do you already have leads that need to be re-engaged, then that's different, But if your job is to like generate new leads from ads, then showing this stuff is, it's not really gonna like um it's not going to increase your conversion a whole lot. Like I've signed up quite a bit of clients in this year and I don't even like talk about, this stuff really. So
Got it. So they just uh it matter the most is the uh bottom line for their bottom line.
I think what matters most is executing the whole, like the entire process of like the agency as a whole. So like if you're really good at the bot, but that's not really your core offer, I don't think that outweighs figuring out how to consistently get customers, take them through a systematic process for signing them up and then a systematic process for onboarding them and then getting them results. Like if I were to pick between two agency owners and one mastered every single step in the process,
Yeah.
I would pick that person to like succeed over just someone spending hours inside of the bot and troubleshooting it and then like they're not going and getting customers. So that's
Yeah.
what I would say. If execute every part of the actual system successfully, and do that consistently. And once you see it happening, it's crazy. I mean, I signed someone up within 1 hour, they're pretty much ready to go. the main parts of it, and I'm launching their templates in UpHex, and the ads are live, and my fulfillment, like the energy it takes to like get a client and get their system up is very low. So I would say like, yeah, eliminate all the things that are gonna, potentially cause backlog where you're like, okay, now I gotta go set up their bot, and you're testing and trying, all that stuff, like, so that's what
Uh,
I would say.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Anything else, or you're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay, of course. Um, I think Nico, do you have anything, Nico?
Yeah, I have more of a media buying question. So I'm new to running ads and kind of just lighting money on fire and seeing what's working. And I wanted to see like what's like a rule of thumb for like getting an ad up, testing it, and like knowing when to quit, knowing when to cut it, and etc. So today I launched it, or I'm launching an ad tomorrow, and I'm like, this is the first time I'm using dynamic creative. So I kind of just wanted to see like the if there was like a strategy I should be using.
Yeah, so what it does kind of depend on the budget.
Hmm.
The general like rule of thumb that I stick to is I'll leave an ad set for 4 days, unless I'm seeing something like extremely abnormal, like um, maybe the CPMs are super high, or like something like, okay, this just got off to a weird start. Um, I'm not gonna like let it go. But in most cases, if you have like ads that work, copy that works, and maybe you're experimenting with a few different copies or creatives, then I've seen it even more now, so because of how Facebook has changed, where we'll have ad sets the first day, it's like $25 per click, like all the numbers look extremely high, and then you leave it for 4 days, and by, you know, day four, the cost per click is in line with what it would be with other clients. They've already got leads and stuff like that. So, um, you know, yeah, I've seen that happen, and I've seen a lot of people book calls with me. They run an ad for 1 day, they get no leads, and then they turn it off, and they're like, dude, I don't know what happened. So if you're cutting your ads too fast, I mean, you're never going to let the numbers actually kind of inform you. So I like to stick to just a 4 day, window. And I even look at all the ads for our clients, like within like a 7 day window too, because yeah, sometimes, in different markets or different places, I mean, people are doing things we can't really see on the ads. Maybe they're just whatever, they're at work or whatever it is. So, if I look at it day by day, sometimes it looks like it can look extreme, but over a week, most of my clients at this point, they should be getting a lead a day, if not more. So as long as I'm seeing that happen within a 7 day period, then like if I see over the last 7 days, maybe they've gotten 7 leads, then, I leave it on. So it's going to depend on, and you can tell me like, I guess, what type of lead are you attempting to generate for this client right now? And then, what's their budget like per
Yes.
day?
So I'm in the same niche or industry, kind of just like motivated seller leads. I'm kind of running them for myself. So I created like a brand for myself. And whatever leads come in, I could deal with, or if I want to sell them off, I could do that as well. Um, I think my problem right now is my daily budget might be too low. Right now, I'm testing anywhere from $20 to $40 a day. So maybe that's on the lower end for ad sets. How many ads would you test inside of an ad set?
So in what markets?
Right now, I'm just doing local to me. I'm in New Jersey. I started off with like a certain city in New Jersey, and I've broadened it up to the entire state in general.
Okay, so now you're doing the whole state.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should help. What's the process for the lead? Are they doing a lead form? Is it a long form, short form, funnel? Like, what do you?
Yeah, so I'm right now it's primarily images. I have some video ads I recorded that I'm gonna test this week, but primarily it's been image ads. I tried instant form, but the CPMs were just really high and I wasn't really getting any results. So it's just direct to the a landing page.
Got it. So how much have you spent total, like
I can
on?
share my ad account if that might help
Yeah,
everyone.
I mean, it's up to you, you know.
I don't have
Yeah,
a
go
problem.
go for it.
Can you see?
This may go on YouTube though, but
Hey, that's
just
fine.
okay.
So I spent $457 so far. This is I've just been testing a bunch of ad sets really. I don't really know too much what I'm doing, but you know, I'm learning as I go. This is really what I have.
Is
And
this, sorry, is this like, are you a wholesaler or are you an agent? Like, who are
wholesale
you? Okay.
investing.
Okay, so you invest yourself or you wholesale?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And you only want deals in New Jersey?
correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, can you change the columns to just the performance?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you not got any leads?
Well, the I've gotten one lead. So my pixel in the beginning wasn't set up properly. I've just changed that to have the pixel firing correctly, but we haven't generated any leads. But I have generated one lead, but the problem was it was in Puerto Rico. So the lead must have lived in New Jersey, but I had a property in Puerto Rico.
Hmm. Okay. Um, yeah, so right now you're sticking to sending them to a landing page. That's what you want to do right now.
Yeah, I was trying Facebook, the instant forms, but I guess you know you can see the daily budget, so that's probably my problem. Here I tried it at a higher budget, but the my CPMs from what I remember were just really high.
Yeah, this is but these are, yeah, this is similar to what I've seen. So I bet you, I mean, I'd have to see some of the creatives and stuff, but I'm sure for the most part, like, put in ad creatives you think would work and stuff like that. So some of those may have performed.
Mhm,
They just were cut off too short. Because we get deals in New Jersey, so I know that the system does work there.
mhm.
Or ads, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, so I guess what I would recommend, like, how new are you to ads, just like doing them yourself and stuff like that?
Creating content pretty I'm pretty like I'm decent at, but when it comes to like the media buying and like everything involved with like launching, testing, what metrics to look at, I'm fairly new.
Okay. Yeah, because I would tell you like a short form lead form will probably perform best for, like, even if you did want to do $20 a day budget. Um, Sometimes when you take them off Facebook, it can raise the cost just because there's less tracking. So I would probably recommend a short form and just know that you're going to get more volume. Like you're not going to get as qualified of a lead, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
But it would be more simple to just kind of set it and forget it. So maybe if you have $80, I don't know, what would you say your budget is, like, over a month, like, that you would be, if you're getting leads, like, what would be your budget you're kind of like comfortable with, like, per
Yeah, I would say
month?
probably like averaging like $40 a day.
Okay, so like 1,200. Yeah. I think yeah, I would probably go, if you're comfortable and you're willing to share the website, and just so I could see the landing page.
Yeah, might as well. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, that way I can kind of see the.
Yeah, so right now, like all I have is mainly like the front end. The back end, like I don't have my A2P set up. I kind of just wanted to see if I could get traffic and then convert the traffic. So this
Yeah.
is, you know, basically the front end is the only thing set up. So what I have is from the template, just a simple landing page with a headline, branding headline, and then name, address, phone number, email, and then what they're doing is submit. I have some other content down here, just like I thought might help.
Okay.
But once they submit, there's no automation on the back end. It just comes into the GoHighLevel. Because I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my A2P's been getting rejected, but I think now I can get it approved. So I'm in the works with that.
Okay. Yeah, you can try toll free too. I don't know if you heard me mention that, but that may help. Like it's the same thing in terms of it'll give you the ability to market to the leads. But it usually gets approved faster. The the toll free submission. So maybe try that.
Okay. And toll free would be just the 1-800 numbers.
Yeah, or like 88, yes, different.
Okay.
Yeah, there's different ways you can like 800, 888, but yeah, it's just a different number, but it accomplishes the same thing of like you being able to text the lead. So,
Okay.
okay, $400. Yeah, I would try like I would do a short form with like a short form Facebook lead form, and then after they submit that, you can redirect them here. And I would probably add more questions here since you're already going to get their address. You're already going to get this information on the lead form. Right here, you can get into like condition of the property, property type. Like I would, add in the questions here that you would probably discuss with them on a phone call. So that way you get a blend of both. You'll put $40 a day towards a short form. That should allow you to like run the ads without having to keep changing stuff. Just you got to let them run. And then after they submit that, I would make this longer because you're already going to get that other information up front. And
Right.
you'll kind of get a blend of both. You'll get short form up front, and then on this, probably like 10% of the leads will fill out the longer form here. And that's where you can add in like why they want to sell, time frame, condition of the property. You can, add in, there's really no downside to adding in questions because you would have already collected their information up front.
Right. And
So that's, yeah.
what I was thinking is I could build another funnel just for Facebook leads, but with that, just so I can save this one because my idea was to have this, and then once they opt in, it would have like a bot text them questions, and then maybe I could also test another one where it's just once they opt into the Facebook form, it would take them down the survey page with those questions.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. Yeah. So I would say from an ads perspective, go back and let me just see I guess just the clicks and stuff. If you go to columns and then performance and clicks, it's like 2 or 3 down from there. Or click columns and then right down. Right, there you go. And then just scroll to right. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I mean, I don't really even need to see the ads to know. These are all for motivated sellers.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. This is, this is fine. I mean, I don't even need to see the ads to tell you that this is fine. But, what I would say happened is like some of these, campaigns were maybe cut too short. So
Yeah.
it looks like you spent a lot and you didn't get anything, but had you probably left a few of those on, like if you leave that, I know you already have the survey one running right now, but it usually takes like 25 clicks to get a lead. So that first ad set at the top, like, don't stress it. Like it's 15 clicks in, like just let it do its thing.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, I think that's my main problem is just letting these ride out. So I guess the Pixel or Facebook could learn. Um, and I've been
yeah.
cutting them really early. Like I guarantee you most of these will probably only run for 1 to 2 days, even at a smaller budget.
Yeah, and
Even
there's things too I've seen like I launch all my ads at like midnight the following day. So if I was scheduling ads today, I would schedule them for Tuesday at basically 12 a.m.
Mhm.
That way I just give them a fresh start. Because sometimes what happens is, let's say you set a $40 a day budget and you launch the ad at 7 p.m. Facebook will try to potentially spend that $40 by the end of that day. And the way Facebook works is when you set a budget and you run the actual ad, it serves the ad to a like a small segment of the audience you're targeting. And if those initial conditions don't get off to a good start for a variety of reasons, maybe it's Easter Sunday and you launched an ad, no one's on Facebook, and then, not no one, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And then you're spending the following day on that segment of the audience that it forced the spend to, because Facebook charges per impression. So if you set $100 a day budget, you're going to run through that whether you get a lead or not. So a lot of the time, if the ad copy, the headline, everything's pretty much, what you would say is like, yeah, this is what I've seen other people doing. Like, this is probably going to work. If
Mhm.
it didn't get a lead, it's probably just the initial segment that it targeted. And at that point, you don't need to change the ad, change all this other stuff. Just turn it off, duplicate it, and just give it a fresh start on the following day. That's the majority of what I do from like a media buying perspective with clients, because I already know my ads work. I already know that they generate leads. So if there's like an ad set that didn't get a lead, I'll usually, after 3-4 days or something like that, I'll turn it off and then just give it a fresh start. And I've seen them, seen it get leads, no problem. So I would say, like you said, the majority of those were probably fine, even on some of those where the CPMs were like $140. I've seen that in our ad accounts too. By day 4, they drop back down to yours are probably gonna be around $50. So that should be normal for your you know, for your like target market. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think you know enough about what you're doing to where you just need to leave them, at this point.
Okay. Yeah, the CPMs are like 176 here or something.
Yeah. And
So
that's
the
just the first, but remember the way that works is like April 1st, whatever day that specifically was, when you launched that one, it found that initial segment. It tried to show the ad to those people because, like I said, it bases it on impressions. So your first 1,000 people, like you can see, it only showed it to 334 people. So by the time it hit the first 1,000 people, it may have already leveled out, So it just looks weird because you spent it, but it didn't, it didn't really go anywhere. So it looks like it looks worse than it may have potentially been, had you left it.
Understood. And I guess the last part, which was the way my creatives are testing in the ads, I don't even mind sharing this. The way I've been testing it, so I'll take this for example. Is kind of just like separate ads in the ad set. But now what I've been doing is using what I want to test is dynamic creative. And then I don't know which way to go about it. Would it be structuring it more like this or using just the dynamic creative and putting in like a bunch of different pictures and
Yeah, we're using the dynamic. I mean, I'm kind of leaning into, what Facebook is wanting, which as of lately, they want the advantage placements. Like they want you to show it on Facebook, Instagram. Like they want to be in charge of the ad just showing up wherever they think they can get a conversion. And then they also want the dynamic creative. So yeah, you can just load in, let's say you have 4 images there. You can load those 4 images into the one ad set. So one campaign, $40 a day, one ad set, and then within the ad set you can have, four different images with the dynamic creative. And then yeah, kind of is that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a dynamic, but in this one, I think I have like 8 images. I want to say, and 3 different headlines and 3 different
Yeah, let me
text.
see them if you're fine with it. I mean, it's up
Yeah,
to
no,
you.
I don't mind. 1, 2, 3, yeah, a bunch.
Yeah, 2.
Um,
Okay, so 7 in there.
yeah, and then you can see the different
1, 2, 3. Okay.
3
Yeah,
texts.
that should be that should be fine. And then when you close this, if you close on that, once that starts spending, if you go to the breakdown right there, it's not going to show because I don't think you've published one yet. Scroll to the bottom. Yeah, so click dynamic creative element. Yeah, and you can do like the image. Just click image. It's not going to drop down because it hasn't spent. But once it's spent, you'll see your 7 images, and then it'll look pretty much the same as when they're just separate ads. Like you could see the data behind each ad within the dynamic creative. So that's how you do it right there.
Awesome.
Also, can I just jump in really quick?
Yeah.
So I saw you have 8 images there, and just for reference, I come from kind of a media buying, like Facebook ads background. With those 8 images and the different text variations and different headlines and stuff, that's a lot of like options you're giving to Facebook. So a campaign like this, you'd want to throw a lot of money at it. So Facebook has the opportunity to test kind of each combination of the ad, headline, and description fully. Like Quinn was saying earlier, you really want to give it a go, especially if you have 8 pictures like that. Like you want to give everything a fair chance to, I guess you could say.
So basically upping the budget
Uh,
for this.
what is it at now? Was it
It's
$60 a
probably
day?
this 60 lifetime because I wanted to schedule for I wanted to put a schedule on it so it ran between a certain time. So I only have a $60 lifetime, and I was gonna run it for like I'd probably have to up it now that I'm kind of going over it.
Fair enough. Yeah, honestly, like what I do is I never really put a cap on the campaigns. Like if a campaign's working well and say I'm spending like $20 a day or $40 a day on it, I'll just keep running that campaign. And then once I have a lot of data on it, like if it shows something that's working, you can make a new campaign with the specific things like Quinn was saying with that breakdown, just with the creatives and text that already works, and then you can really scale up that way.
Okay. Well, so for this, I guess I would either increase the budget or remove some of the images.
I would say, yeah, increase the budget, or if you're saying, say you're doing $20 a day budget, I would just run it over a longer period of time just so that spend gets in there. If you're trying to test really fast, higher budgets are the way to go for sure.
Gotcha.
The funny thing too is like that's where I guess when you get into the specifics of anything that it kind of really has no end. Like you can splice it up however, because I've also seen with clients where we'll load in a bunch of dynamic creatives, like it scatters the spend right on stuff that isn't working for whatever reason. And so sometimes the best thing if you're starting out, like I would say just by looking at the ads, like those are all like they would all work, right? If you had like an unlimited budget, like they would all probably get leads if each one was given a specific spend. So sometimes like if you don't give it a full, like you don't give it a full test, a legit test, it's just gonna split up all the spend right into these different images versus maybe there's one image in there that if you just focus all the spend into, it's gonna like you'll actually get feedback from it. Like if you put hypothetically $457 into like one of those ads this whole time and just had let it run, it probably would have gotten some leads too. So I've seen it work both ways. Like I've seen it where the dynamic creative gives it room to work and it kind of shuffles things around. And then I've also seen it to where I've loaded in 8 images and there's like 4 images that just are eating away at the budget that aren't working. And I've had to take those out and just, tighten it up so that the budget goes into, where I actually want it. So that is one of the like problems with the dynamic creative is like if they're not all performing, then it could still be spending. Whereas with the traditional setup with an ad, like separate ads, if it's not performing, you can just toggle it off. So I would say, yeah, like you have the right idea with pretty much all of them. I would maybe even challenge you to like re-review these, like, and really like, okay, if I had to put this budget into like one of these ad copies or one of these images, one of these headlines, like which one would it be? That way you start with whatever you have the highest conviction on versus just like these are all kind of potential, they could all kind of work and then you split that budget. So sometimes if you like give it a day, you get some sleep, you wake up and you're like, okay, let me look at this with fresh eyes. Like which one would I think is going to work the best? And you could maybe even narrow it down. That way you don't have to, increase the budget too much or whatever. But the
Yeah.
general idea of what you're doing is pretty similar to, what everyone else is doing within the space. But I would say your biggest leverage point outside of these images would be, it sounds like you made content. So if you're in New Jersey or you're on video, I would say that'll be your biggest like differentiator between just other images. Like I know Lucas, he makes custom video ads. So, stuff like that is probably going to help you more than just more of what everyone else is doing. That way you don't get kind of drowned out by everyone else in New Jersey running the same type of ad. So if you can get on video, hey, I'm in New Jersey, I'm looking to buy houses or whatever your pitch
Yeah, I've
is.
actually recorded those already, a bunch of them.
Yeah, I would maybe, I would probably say like these would work for sure. There's a million ways you could do it within the media buying, but I would say your actual like biggest leverage point is probably like a legit ad. Like that's what I would tell you. Like,
Yeah, I have those ready. I'm probably scheduling them this week. I guess moving forward, the only thing I got to get better at is kind of just like the understanding the metrics, when to cut, when to scale, and all the stuff in between.
yeah, I would pick a budget that you can, stick to and just know that you're learning and you're investing time to kind of figure it out and try to not shuffle too much around because you're going to give yourself too much data and too much feedback, and some of these things we don't even know why. Like I don't know why that ad didn't get a lead yet, right? Like you can only figure out so much. So I would tell you in general, like all those ads look like other investor ads,
Right.
So
Yeah.
um yeah, just pick that budget you can stick to and just pick the ads you have the highest conviction on. If it's those videos, I'd probably go like all in on those if you feel like they're strong.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So
I appreciate it. Yeah, that helps.
yeah, for
Also, can
sure.
I jump in really quick one more time
Yeah.
there? Um, so I know you have some video ads in the works there. What I would recommend is do 2 campaigns. So one campaign is full of your videos, and one campaign is full of images with the same headlines and descriptions. So you're kind of like only testing a couple variables at the same time. Obviously, it's pretty difficult to test one variable at a given point.
Hmm.
But what you can do is once you see, a couple ads or a couple ad sets getting traction, I know maybe there's 4 ads in an ad set, and you're doing like a set budget per ad set every day. Once you start maybe, I don't know, spend $100 in each ad set or something like that, you can create a new campaign that's a advantage campaign budget or a, I don't know, advantage
Yeah.
budget optimization or something. and it basically gives Facebook the power to spend money in any ad set and any ad you want. So it's not locked into spending on things that might not be working. And it kind of just like you can put all the winners into one campaign and then tell Facebook like, hey, spend money anywhere you want. I know these ads work already. And you can really kind of like find the needle in the haystack, I guess.
Got it. Okay, yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I can show you one live data, and then I'm gonna go to whoever's next. See
Yep.
if I can do this without. Let me screenshot it because I'm gonna have to. I would have to edit this. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, I can show you kind of what Lucas is referring to. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so once, there you go. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a screenshot of like within one of our clients' ad accounts. So this is a campaign budget optimization, like Lucas was saying. So I already know our creatives work, right? That's kind of the stage you're in is I bet you all of them do work. It's just giving them enough traction.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have those, you can see here, I have like this campaign specifically has like $100 a day budget. And then within that campaign, there's like 4 different ad sets, which are just different locations. That's the only variable that's changed here. And then you can see it's not an even distribution of the spend. Facebook just decided like this is how it's spending it. So out of 15 grand, 6 went to this market, right? And then 4.5 went to that market, and
Okay.
all the way up. So once you have those dialed in, you can test one variable with once you're already clear which is working, then you can test like one main thing. Maybe you want to test the placement, for example, like Facebook versus Advantage, and you would just have your total budget, creatives you already know work, and then Facebook may push some spend to the Facebook only campaign, and then it may push it to the Advantage campaign that shows it on Instagram or whatever. But the only variable I have here, you can see everything is labeled. So all of these are only on Facebook. There's no targeting on any of these. It's the exact same thing. The only change in the input is the actual location. So that's kind of where you want to get it to. You're just, letting Facebook decide where to spend it, but you give it the correct inputs, so.
Okay. Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Okay, I think Pedro, you were next. I don't know if you have a question or want to share anything.
Yes, yes. Hi,
Hey, what's
thank
up?
you. Hey, I'm pretty much new to the channel, loving everything I'm hearing, love your videos. If I had to ask something right now is starting out, what should I focus on? Like, obviously besides the videos, and what are some common pitfalls you've seen your students do that maybe I should avoid, if that makes sense?
Yeah, what is your intention to create an agency, or what's the intention?
So I'm glad you asked because one of the issues that I had, and that's why I joined your generous to specialist videos, I was all over the place. And I was lacking that clarity that you mentioned in that video. And I was just thinking yesterday, I have a real estate license in Florida. And interesting enough, I also want to market in Puerto Rico to either something in the real estate market as investors, or maybe even getting clients that I could get a referral fee for referring to other realtors, be it buyers or sellers, if that makes sense. Or am I still
Nico,
too
you
vague?
got to give him that lead. Did you hear him say he had a random lead in Puerto Rico?
I
Nico?
did. The addresses in Puerto Rico are so hard to understand. The
They
lead
are.
actually couldn't give us she didn't really know the address, but I have everything with it. So
Well, maybe you guys can connect, but that was just funny to me that like,
Yeah, definitely. If you want to shoot me over a message.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I can help you with the address so you don't lose that
Awesome. Yeah. If you
yeah.
want, you can just message me.
Yeah, I'll look you up in the room. But
Awesome.
that's where I'm at right now, Nolan. I'm kind of like in the gray area trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be my niche? And then I was thinking, well, maybe I should go with something I have expertise on, like real estate, obviously. And but I didn't know if I should go the investor route because it's kind of easier to just mirror what you're doing. But at the same time, I don't want to be a copycat to the point where everyone's doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
it's yeah, I'm like, wow, I've never seen so many people wanting to market to investors within like, no, I've seen it and it's cool. It doesn't, there's more than enough for everyone. But so you don't know what, if we're defining it, you don't know what niche to pick. Is that correct? But you know that you want to create an agency, or do you not know even if you want to create an agency?
Yeah, if I were to go to the easiest route would have been SaaS. That's what I started doing, focusing on the missed call text back automation features with email and text. It's like less hands, you know. But I'm seeing that everyone's saying like SaaS isn't enough today. Like you have to offer a service to provide value. What in your
Yeah.
experience?
I would say the first thing is like, I would say like the first thing, which is it's a little less like tactical, is like, you know, hone in on like who you're listening to and even what information you're consuming. And maybe that means you don't listen to my channel anymore or whatever, that's fine. But because you go on YouTube and you'll find someone successful with SaaS, then you'll find someone successful with a service, then you'll find someone successful with high ticket sales or something, drop shipping. So I think that loop of like social media can really like infiltrate your mind, but all of them can work. Like you can do SaaS, you can have that be your core offer, you can do done for you, but I would say that would kind of be like first things first is like be really mindful of like what you're consuming and like what you're letting into your space because the mind will feed off of all of that. Like you'll almost get like, and I'm only saying this because that's a process that I had went through. Like I would constantly change things. This guy's doing that. Oh, maybe let me go this direction. So only through your like inner clarity are you going to really get the results, and you can use that on any business model. You could be successful just being doing real estate again or whatever it is. So I would say that's kind of first things first is like be really mindful of like what you're consuming because you'll kind of fall into a trap of you make some progress on something, you go see another video pop up on your feed, you watch that, and then some guy's saying how he's making 100 grand a month doing this thing, and then you go down that rabbit hole, and then you never really gain any sort of traction. So that's what I would say first things first. And then um, within that, right, then you can kind of pick one that you feel you have the most conviction on. And you have to really stick with that, whatever that specific thing is, because you're not going to see the results, immediately. So if you want to do SaaS, like there's no anyone that says, oh, well, you need a service. They're probably providing a service, right? So everyone's going to see what they believe. Like if I believe SaaS works, then I'm going to start to find all the reasons SaaS works. And if same as the opposite, if I think that SaaS doesn't work, I'll give you a million reasons why it won't work, right? So that's the power of the mind. Like it can use any information for your benefit, and it can also tear you down, and take you down a road of like, man, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. So I'm here to tell you they all work, like every single one of them works. There's things you have to find within each one to master it, but I would, get clear about that inside of yourself that like they're all going to work, and it just kind of you're business, your external world is just a reflection of your internal state. So when I was working with different niches, that was all I attracted. Like I worked with mortgage loan officers, agents, coaches, all these different things. So that was what I would attract. Like I would attract all these different variations of like potential clients. And so when I got clear, now everyone, oh, he works with investors. You guys know I work with investors, right? So from my like inner commitment to that specific niche, now you guys see the reflection externally, like, oh, he works with investors. That's all he does. But that really came from internally sticking to the actual niche and the commitment itself, you know? So that's usually where people get, I would say that's the biggest thing, you know, people get looped up in their own mind. Like that is if you can get out of that, if you can master yourself, the picture's clear. Like that's why I say everything starts with the niche and the offer, because once you have those are like the first two keys that unlock the whole rest of the model. If you start learning about bots, A2P, these are all later, these are all effects, right? But if you unlock the door of like, who am I serving? What problem am I solving? And what is my actual offer? Everything comes to life. Because if I told you, hey, you can't pick, and I'm just telling you what to do, which I would never do, but just hypothetically, okay, you're marketing towards real estate investors who want to find off-market deals. Boom, that's already decided. Now, what do? Well, I need to do outreach to real estate investors. Maybe I need to run ads to my offer so I can get leads. Maybe I can contact investors that are already in my network and see if I can get them on a trial or whatever. Once you have those first two keys, the picture is so clear. Like there's only a few moving parts to this type of model, right? So if you don't have those though, and you're bouncing between them, they're like you won't get the traction, you'll always be kind of looping around right at that beginning point. And it's a test. When I was committing to that niche initially, investor, I had projects come my way from people that knew me from before. Oh, can you do this now? Can you do that? And I mean, I have had people in the last few weeks. I have a home repair or home insurance business or something. Can we use your system for the same thing? Like, can you just switch the ads around? All those are tests trying to take me off of the path that I know I want to create. So that's the biggest challenge. Like that's where, when you're starting, like that's where people get stuck, is like life will keep testing you. Are you actually serious about the commitment? And it's going to test you at the level that you're willing to commit to. So if you're kind of bouncing around, that's what you'll get. Once you start sticking to it and you have some resolve and like these are my boundaries, this is my, this is what I'm willing to do and what I'm not willing to do, it gets so fun because now we can create marketing campaigns, we can work on your message, we can work on your offer, we can work on your pricing, we can work on your onboarding, like boom, everything comes to life. So it starts with that seed of what the vision is and what the intention is. And, only you're going to know that. But within the scope of agency or SaaS, that's up to you. But you have to, I would recommend that starting with a specific person and a problem is going to unlock the rest, because then it gets fun. Now you don't have to think about that and you just focus on getting leads for your business. And, people are so surprised, like they're one Facebook post away or Instagram post, wherever you have maybe some friends or people, from just doing a simple, hey, I help investors find off-market deals. Who needs help with this? I'm doing a free trial. Comment below. But people are so in their own mind and they haven't committed and they're stuck that they're like, they can't even do a post. because they're so like they're backlogged with, you know, like confusion. So like it's not easy, but the process of like what to do once those two things are you know, defined is pretty, you know, pretty simple. Like, okay, I need investor leads. Where do I get them? You know, ask me, ask other people, see where they get leads, and just convert it into, you know, where investors would be. But once you pick those two things, and it doesn't mean you won't have to refine the offer and pricing and stuff like that, but once you pick those two things, you unlock the power of your mind of like, I'm set on this goal or this general direction. How do I, you know, your mind will start literally doing everything that you need to do to get closer to it. And then it's like, then you just have to do the work and stay on it. But they all work. If you want to find people that failed with SaaS, you know, we'll get a list of them. You know, if we want to find people failed with an agency, bunch of them too, right? So there's always going to be people that have limitations about anything, you know. So pick the niche. I mean, don't like just pick the niche in a way that you feel like you can, you know, move forward with confidence on. But that just unlocks everything. Like that was when I got the traction that I got. Like I was in the space for, I mean, I've been in the space for like 7 years, but everything went up when I had the niche. Like I couldn't get myself to stick to it. Like I literally knew the information. I literally had it, you know. But I would self-sabotage. So I would say that's the thing that everyone here is at war with is their own self, literally. Like it's not methods, or there's no shortage of ways to get leads or shortage of money. Like all that stuff's out there. So it's just, and it's available to you, you know. But if you're not available and ready to like receive it because you're not clear in how you're telling people you're willing to show up and serve, it can't come through, you know. So you want to be like a magnet, you know. I'm kind of spiritual, if you guys, you know, sense that or can feel into that from my videos, but I literally just feel like I'm a magnet to the things that I want to create. Like clients come to me, people come to me because I'm clear, you know, about these things I'm willing to do within like a business context. And if you're blocked off, you know, and there's confusion, and you're gonna attract and magnetize just more of it, you know. So you know, pick the niche, pick a framework of an offer. I give the, you know, my exact offer in the course. You guys, I mean, I'm not saying copy me exactly, but I mean, you can use it as a frame. Like my pricing's there, what I'm doing is there, my presentation's pretty much in there. So there's the frame, and you can adjust it for any niche. But if you're going to go for the done for you services, like there's people ready. I mean, you can get a client this week, you know, like there's no limitation, you know, other than what you set. So I think it's just, you got to get clear, and that can take time. But once you get clear, like I said, it gets fun. Let's make some ads. Let's get you leads. Let's get you on the phones, right? Like get you talking to people about the offer. And that's another thing I tell people too. Like if you were on the phone like all day with your ideal type of client or just leads in your niche, you wouldn't even be thinking these thoughts, you know? So it's when you don't have flow coming in that your mind has nothing else to do, and it starts to like make stuff up, and it you know, kind of trap yourself in. But if you're just talking to people all day, in your niche about your offer, your pricing, it'll get you excited and like, dude, I can do this. So that's my long-winded answer to, I guess, you know, what you should do next, or, you know, my thoughts.
Awesome, awesome, love it. wise beyond your years, man. So basically, I guess one of the things I did want to ask you is like in your when you started out, you were working on a lot of different niches and you did like a scientific approach where like where am I getting the best results? Did you ever think you were going to end up in real estate investing or
No, that's the thing.
right? Right?
That
That's the thing with me. Yeah. I'm like, I could do anything. I feel I could do pretty much a lot of things, but I don't know
yes.
which one's going to bring the best
Yeah.
return.
That's yeah, I've been there. I mean, I've yeah, it's whatever, all these different patterns, they never go away, right? Like you just get more, you establish inside of yourself more of who you want to be, to where you don't associate yourself with that pattern. So like, for example, 6 years ago, if I was set on this thing, like, okay, I'm gonna go and build this agency, whatever it was, if someone came to me and said, hey, I have a custom project, I want you to build this, what my value system, even though I knew the information, my value system wasn't truly like aligned with that. So I would say yes, right? And then boom, now I'm scattered, like I'm spread thin. And then the worst part about it is I would say yes, I would like make money from whatever I said yes to, and I would get off the phone, I'm like, why did I just do that? Like I like, it's like that other side of me. And if you read different books, Think and Grow Rich, and there's a bunch of other books I have on this type of stuff, but every successful person talks about your other self. You literally have like two versions of your, I mean, some people have multiple, but it depends. That's where it can get into like a whole spiritual thing. But I literally like would get off the phone and be like, dude, why did I do that? And now I told this person yes, right? And now I got to show up for that commitment. And then now I'm just like, I'm doing that work and I'm like, dude, like, why did I just do that? And one of the key things is, you know, when you say no, right? Or yes, whatever it is, let your yes be yes and your no be no, like whatever it is. And it doesn't mean just sticking to it like literally no matter what. You have to discern like when life is giving you lessons and when you need to pivot. But when I say yes to projects that I'm like not fully committed to, I actually prevent the other individual from moving forward on the things that they want to create for their life. So for example, this home repair person that you know, I had a call with like last week, he basically, had the money. I probably could have made 10, 20 grand building a system and doing a whole thing, right? And I said no. Had I said yes, right? If I wasn't all in on that, I'm preventing his ability to go and find someone that he really needs that's available for that opportunity. And so when you start to see it that yes, it affects you for sure, but it also affects others, then I mean, you can't just know this and then automatically it can happen. Like it's a process. But I started to see that like my like lack of commitment and doing these things where I'm like, dude, why am I compromising on this stuff that I know I want to create? I'm affecting other people because I'm not all in, and people can feel when you're like really not all in, and that affects them. And so when you're clear about like, here's who I serve these people, whatever, that's what actually magnetizes the people that, you should be working with because they need your skill set or they need your actual offer. And you'll constantly see yourself like it's a common thing. You'll just see yourself like one of you wants to create an agency of your dreams, make a bunch of money, do the things I'm saying on video, and then a whole other side of you will be like, dude, I don't even want to pick up the phone. I don't even want to pick my niche. I don't even, and you just go down a whole thing. So you're always at, you know, kind of odds with that other side. And when you can bring them together and you can kind of see, okay, why is this other part of me like doing this? That's when you unlock that power, because you'll realize like, oh, that part of me that was willing to, like, what I figured out about myself was that the reason, or one of the reasons, I would say yes to stuff that like I knew like wasn't what I really, really wanted to create, is because I had a fear of letting people down. And so I had a fear of letting people down. I didn't want to be rejected, whatever you want to call it. So I would say yes so that it appeared as if I wasn't being rejected, or I wasn't saying no to them and letting them down. But internally, I knew that that wasn't really my actual truth. And what I started to figure out was that, no, that part of me that doesn't want to let people down and doesn't want to say no is because I have a heart for service. Like I want to help people. But my real truth was that I realized that by me being clear in my commitment, that was the highest version of myself being able to serve, you know, the people that I could serve. And so those conversations started to go from, yeah, I'll do it, to, you know what, I really want to help you with this project. I don't have the bandwidth to commit to the project. I'm focused on something I'm doing here. Here's how I can help you. I can, you know, look into my network and see if I can find someone else that can take this project on. I can think of ideas to kind of point you in the right direction, whatever it would be in that moment, just organically. And I started to shift the conversation from like, I'm going to compromise what I know is my truth so I don't let this person down, to, you know what, my honest truth is I can't serve you at the highest level. I've invested a lot of time and energy into helping investors with this type of a system, and that's what I'm committed to right now. I can see if there's anyone willing to take on the project, and then maybe that opens something up for you guys or people in the group, right, that want to work with home repair or whatever it may be. So when you're really clear on like who you're serving and what you want to create, you'll keep getting tests, but that's where you got to show life. Like, look, I'm committed to this thing. And like I said, that guy was like, hey, like this was last week and I've practiced that. Before it was super sloppy. There would be things I would say yes to. I would get off the phone and be like, damn, why did I just do that? And then like I would call them back and be like, you know what, I realize I can't do it. And then they're like, dude, why'd you say yeah? Like it used to be sloppy. Now I do it up front. And he was like, dude, I really respect that. Like I'm going to go look for someone. I have other people in mind. Boom. Now that opens up the opportunity for the person that is willing to, you know, take on that project. So it takes a lot of inner work, you know, to not self-sabotage yourself. But most of you here, people that watch the recording, you already have the information. Like you already know what you can do. You already know the business models, the price. Like a lot of people here probably have a lot of tactics and, you know, stuff that can be applied. But it's the self-sabotage that if you don't have a grip on it, you know, and I can tell you, I wouldn't wish the path I went on literally on anyone, because I had to go through a lot of different, you know, relationships and things like that, where I had said yes to people for a string of, you know, years really. And I felt like I was kind of handicapped, you know, until I really committed, because I was like spreading myself thin and I just didn't want to let people down. So I had to have conversations and just say, you know what, like some of these people had invested a lot of money and time in a relationship with me where they, you know, because I was willing to do those things for them, you know, and they liked my work, but I knew it wasn't what I wanted, probably similar to someone maybe that works like a 9 to 5 and they're in that job. They know they want to create something else and they just, they kind of keep going and they really know like internally, like, man, this isn't like what I really want to do. So you got to trust that, taking that leap of faith. I'm not telling anyone to quit their job, but you got to take that leap of faith. And I was tested. I mean, I didn't have clients, I didn't have income. Like there was a bit of a process I had to go through and I stood on it. I have another business that I started prior, which was where all that, what I'm saying was kind of a part of that business. And I literally started a new corporation for this, commitment I'm referring to. And I had money in the other business and I was literally like, I didn't even use that income. Like I literally was like, no, dude, I'm going to legit do this, and it worked and here we are. Right. But now it's just muscle memory. Like, yeah, you're an agent, you want to do this. Sorry, that's not what, I'm focused on this. So, this is the stuff I think, it's not as marketable because it's like people want to see how you get 100 leads in 30 days. But this is the stuff that actually holds people back in my personal experience, like committing and not self-sabotaging. And once you start doing that, you make traction and you'll never, you'll see the picture so clear that you're like, man, why did I used to do that to myself? Because like you said, you said it yourself. I think I could do, or I feel like I could do literally everything. And I just don't know which one to pick or choose. Right. So that'll come from within, but, that's how I felt. And that's what, I knew that I could do it, but what was actually costing me was where I wasn't really showing up in that way. And it wasn't a new tactic or a new course or a new snapshot that did it. It was like, no, dude, I know I could do this, but, when you're kind of paving your own path, it's like there's not as many people maybe doing the same thing. So, getting on these calls, which is why I wanted to do this and keep everyone connected. When you get feedback from me or others, you realize like, oh, I'm just in my own head. Like I'm kind of on my own doing, like I'm looping, thoughts. But when you hear from other people, you're like, oh, like it's not so bad. Like pick a niche, pick an offer. Who cares? You try something and you get feedback and you keep moving forward, all the ideas you have are probably, they would all probably work, but, it comes down to the vision, which for me was, I don't spend more than 4 hours a week on my agency. I can work anywhere. I have a system for getting clients from YouTube, right? So for me, that was the vision. I wanted to work anywhere. I wanted to deliver value online. If I wanted to take a trip, I wanted to be able to grab my laptop and go somewhere. I didn't want a huge team. Some of you may want a huge team. You want to create a #1 agency in the world. Like it all stems from the vision, but I was clear that, dude, there's only a few things you need to make this type of a model work. You need ads, funnel, snapshot, and that's what's going to be duplicatable. These custom builds and stuff, I'm just trading my time for money, So yeah, you can do whatever you want, that's, some people don't feel that way. So that's a good problem to have, but now you got to harness that and direct it, because if it's not directed, it's just going to be, wishing. And then that's its own, that's its own loop. It needs application, so you have the information. There's all kinds of models you can pick, but you got to direct it, and when you direct it, like I said, everything unlocks. Boom. How do I get leads? Easy. Run ads, friend people on Facebook, call people. Like it'll all unlock. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful.
100%. Thank you so much. You hear that, and basically just like focus, choose one, and follow up on it consistently, right? But,
Yep. And
gotcha.
there's some tactical things that I do, and even if you guys you know, I was thinking about you know, making something or sharing this with you guys, but if you look at, can you guys see like my computer? There's nothing here. So people have, you'll see it manifest in your literal workspace too. People have all kinds of apps. People have all kinds of emails they're on lists for. They get notifications on their phone. Like if you look at my, I don't know if you'll be able to see my phone, but I don't even have anything there. So all of those things are a result of that inner clarity, like I said. So I'm clear on the things I need to do day to day. I don't need to be on a new list. I don't need to be subscribed to a bunch of people. I don't need a bunch of new softwares. I don't need a bunch of new ideas. So clearing your space is a great like process to kind of initiate some of those things too. If you can clean up your computer, you know, unsubscribe from a bunch of different emails, create a clean slate, you know, too, so that the ideas can like come through in a clean way. Cause there's nothing harder than like focusing when literally the default of your whole environment is like to be distracted. So, you know, I'm not like so disciplined because like I just fight against all these distractions every day. Like I created an environment to where the focus is just default. Like I go on my computer, I have my browser, I have my few things that are important to me, and I focus on those. So if your environment doesn't support that, like if whenever you're trying to do work, boom, you're getting an email, boom, you're getting a call, boom, you're like you're done. You know, you're done. No one can do it, you know. You can do it for a short period of time, but you know, we don't have that much willpower, you know, like humans don't have that much to where you can just like literally like, I mean, we do, but in a day-to-day setting, if you're like people are knocking on your door and, you know, coming into your office and constantly giving you things that are urgent, you won't have the space to like, okay, let me actually sit down and do the legit work that I need to do. And you'll find 1 hour of pure like focus. Like I'm talking like literally nothing around you, the computer, or if you got gonna write something down, 1 hour, 2 hours, you know, you start your day like that and you're like, damn, I just did more right there than I've done in like years sometimes for some people because they've never given themselves like the actual permission to like legitimately focus on what they want to create. And that's what I do. Like every morning, it's like I have my like power hours where it's like I'm making content, like I'm adding value to the marketplace. Like I'm not handling client stuff. I'm not taking calls. I'm not doing stuff like that. Like I'm focused on what I want to create. And so that's kind of a tactical thing you can do as well. Like clear out your computer, clear out your email, clear out all those apps, all those notifications. You know, everyone on my Instagram is literally like muted. I don't like if I go on Instagram, I don't really even use Instagram to post anything, but I don't want to get caught up in all these things, you know. This is a newer social media is a newer thing to the human brain. Like we weren't designed to like read or, you know, 5,000 different posts in a day and watch different videos and hear 50 business ideas a day. Like that jams up your mind. So if you can clear your space, clear your email, clear your you know, different things that you'll probably know are getting in your way. There's a few apps I use too that when I'm in that like power hours, I block off time. Let's see if I can show you. Uh, watch. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to show it because it's an extension, but yeah, so this is like the browser, and then I use this. I mean, this is more tactical stuff, but I use this app. It just plays like they're called binaural beats, and it's just music. You can find your own jazz or stuff like that. I play this. It has a timer right here. Like I can just repeat these, and then I don't think it's going to show you guys the extension on Zoom, but I don't know if you guys, can you see this block site or no?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I click on this, and then I have this block list. It defaults some of these, but I block Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all these different things, school, mail, and then I go to I turn it on, and then I turn this focus mode on. Even if you do 20 minutes to start, you'll start to build that habit. But like I'll start a 90-minute session right there. You can see there's a 90-minute timer right there. If I try to go to Facebook, blocked, YouTube, blocked, whatever, Gmail, blocked, all that stuff, boom, go on my computer. I don't have any things pinging me and trying to distract me. I got my 90-minute timer, and most of the time I'm just with a Google Doc or I'm writing something out, and that's all I need, my mind and the channel to like, get clear on. So that's more of a practical thing you can do too. Because a lot of the time it's just we haven't given ourselves the legitimate time to like think about what we want to, create. And so we just get pinged around, and then we look back at 7 at night and it's like, damn, I didn't even do, like you did stuff, but you didn't do what you knew is like, okay. And usually you look back, months, years happen. And then it's like, man, I never really devoted that time to solving this thing. And you'll find that when you actually make the space, it's like, oh, it's like not even that hard. It's getting everything out of the way so I can think that actually like it actually almost solves itself by just you creating the space. So maybe those things are helpful too, just to kind of incorporate in your workflow, like have that 1 hour at the start of the day, no kids, no notifications, whatever, and just set up. And you're like, wow, I'm actually like making progress on what I thought. And I've had days where I'm like, I'll go like 3, 4, 6 hours like in that space. And I'm like, I'll get stuff done that would have taken me months, So that's some practical things you guys can do too, or incorporate or find your own, like version of that will maybe help you like get in that state of actually like working on what you need to work on. So I don't know if that's helpful for anyone, but.
Definitely.
Sweet. Well, I know, yeah, do you have anything else, Pedro? I know.
No, I'm good. I've taken a lot of your time, and sorry to the rest. Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
no, you're good. Riaz, do you have anything, or Audrey and Jason? Anything?
I think what you just explained there is what I needed to hear. So that was perfect for me because right now I'm just taking on everything. I do websites, I do SEO, I do SMA. So I'm like all over the place. I have different clientele like chiros, opticians, recruitment agents. So this is what I needed to hear. It's just like get my focus, niche down, and just stick with one.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Love
So I
that.
think that's really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, when you focus, it's like you just, yeah, you get your coffee or tea or whatever you drink in the morning, just, hone in, and yeah, like you'll literally just in 1 hour you'll be like, geez, I just got so much done that has just been sitting there, and I'm just caught up in all this busy work that I'm like, no wonder, I'm not getting there. So, yeah, those are some things that, I have in my environment. So I'm not, constantly
Yeah.
doing that. So
Definitely. And I think one other thing I'm going to do now is unsubscribe from all the other lists that I'm on and all the other courses that I've been looking at as well. Because yes, it definitely does create confusion. So I think I'm just going to stick to your course right now and just focus on that because like, the minute I look at what somebody else is doing, it creates that brain fog. And then I'm like, okay, what should I be doing now?
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the distractions, there's no shortage. And yeah, if you go off social media, even those first 1 hour, 2 hours, delete Facebook, TikTok, whatever, some of those things are, and you just don't even have them open. And you're like, all right, what do I want to create? And you realize like you're faced with a different problem, but you can actually hear your own thoughts and like what's coming in, and you're gonna want to, oh, let me go check Facebook. Like you'll start to see, you know, yeah, like I've done that where I would like open my computer and I just type in Facebook or something like without even thinking, just oh, let me check Facebook. Let me go see what other people are doing. And then I go on that, that,
Yeah.
yeah.
And down a
One,
rabbit hole.
one post can lead to an hour or 2 hours of now you're watching a video and then you're building a funnel. Like it's crazy. So yeah, if you can constrain yourself and just give yourself that even 20, 30, I mean, start with whatever you can. 5 minutes to plan the day before, like if it's Sunday, take 5 minutes and just, okay, what's one thing I want to really, really work on tomorrow? Give myself that hour in the morning, and just even if you just start there, you'll start to build the habits more important than the amount of time. If you can even just spend 10 minutes like away from it all where you're actually working on the main things that are going to move your business forward, like you'll see like the power of it. So yeah, that's cool. But you have a gift inside of that. You're able to do SEO, like it doesn't, it may not manifest exactly how it has for me. Like you may just refine some of the stuff you're already doing, so.
Mhm. Yeah, I am thinking of looking at real estate agents, but also within that, I mean, there's like sub niches within that, right?
Yeah. No, there
So,
are. I mean, there
yeah,
are.
so that's the thing I need to decide on next.
Yeah, within real estate agents, you have buyer's agents, listing agents, first time, like, yeah. So the more refined you can make that, the clearer the message is going to be. And then the clearer you are with like, okay, I know how to, I know who to reach out to, or, whatever it is. So yeah, it's a constant refining process. And yeah.
So how long do you think the process would take for me to actually go through that and make a final decision?
I mean, that's the beauty. I mean, you can decide right now. I'm not telling you to, but
Yeah.
it's kind of whatever you believe, like if you believe you need a few weeks, like you'll probably get that. But if you were like had to make some sort of decision, you can kind of make it at any point in time. So yeah, I think just look at the things you're doing, use the numbers, look at your different services and clients and see where, there's a lot of traction. That's what I did with mine. See where people are, where you're working with it's got to align with the vision. But if you're working with, in the web design, maybe you like those clients, they pay well, it's easy to provide the service, and maybe you're focusing on some other stuff that maybe isn't as profitable just in terms of your time and your efforts. And you can kind of see very clearly, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is the signal. Like, this is what I'm doing that's working, but I'm just really spread thin. I'm not actually focused on growing the web design business, or I'm not doing the things I know that could lead to some sort of a growth. So yeah, I would look at kind of what you're doing and lay it all out and just see, it's usually you don't even need to lay it out. Usually you kind of know, like,
Yeah.
if I'm doing these things, like what's really generating traction. But yeah, I think it could just be a gradual process where you're, focusing more energy toward what is already working and just making your offer clearer, making it easier for people to sign up, make it easier for you to get more, more clients. And that was a change I made in my agency. Like 4 or 5 months ago, I didn't have my pricing public. And I was like, well, what's going to be more efficient, for me, is people getting on a phone call with me that know the pricing of my product or my service. So I incorporated that. That was a simple thing, but it came from like being in that focused space where I was like, well, that's one of the things I want to avoid. Like people getting on a call with me and then not knowing the price and then being like, oh, like I didn't know it was this much or whatever. So I added the pricing right on my calendar page. So when people book a call, they know the price, they know what they need to spend on ads. And that was a small shift, but that has allowed me to grow because now if I see someone book a call, I mean, they're pretty much ready to sign up, So it's simple things like that where, maybe you get a lot of questions on email or DM or something about what you're doing, and there's like confusion, like there's a theme of confusion or something, and it's like, how do I make it clear so if people are browsing, because the whole point of this business for me is like I want to leverage the internet. I want to leverage people spending their own time on my website or on my content so that I don't have to just manually give my time every single time. So I would say set up your infrastructure so that online, people can see your pricing, see what you're doing, all that stuff so that saves you time from like manually doing that on calls or maybe whatever you're doing. So
Absolutely. Sounds brilliant. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
definitely gonna dedicate time to that this week.
awesome. Yeah, you should see some traction just that first time you give yourself the focus. You'll see like, okay, all these things I've been thinking about, like it's just I'm not doing anything on them. I just need to,
Yeah.
focus. So yeah,
Mhm.
focus is key for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that.
Of course. Anyone else, Lee or Jason? And then
I don't have anything specific. I just wanted to thank you. I've got exactly the same problems. I've got an incredible ability to overcomplicate things. So it's
yeah.
take something simple and just overanalyze it and overcomplicate it. My wife actually got me a shirt. It says "Hang on while I overcomplicate this." So she knows it too. It's hilarious and it's just the problem is going after is that short-term gratification, like you were saying.
Yeah.
You see the shiny object, you think you can get some quick result, but if you're not building that infrastructure to leverage that time, it's like you're chasing your own tail. You can never really get ahead because you're constantly trading time for money.
Yeah. No, that's the wives always know.
She's getting the shirt and she loves it. Just to point that out.
Yeah,
She's
that's
all ultra simplify everything on that side, but
that's the balance. That's why you guys are
you
married.
gotta have that compliment. But it sounds like for you, you had to force yourself to, even with that last one with the home improvement or the landscaping
Yeah.
or whatever the heck it was, you could have made that money,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that it's almost counterintuitive to turn that down.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, some people would say, "Oh, why don't you, you have the time or whatever," but I know like every hour spent there that could have been spent like making my school group better, making my offer, whatever those like core things are that I know are like in alignment with what I really want. Because I don't want more custom like I don't want that. I kind of already exhausted that. I mean, it's cool, like you said, I would have got paid and I have the ability to do it, but also, it I have when I've done that in the past, I've always been like, man, if I spent this time that I'm like focused on building this thing like toward some of these other things that I know are going to unlock growth, like over time, like that, it's not even comparable, and that's why you'll see too people that are in the high level community, like they really push the affiliate income and or being their affiliate, because I mean I can tell you firsthand, like having an agency and being successful with that, like compared to being an affiliate, like I wouldn't say it's like easier, but um that's why I really, try to do my best by like growing my agency. And for those of you that want to do that too, like showing you that you can actually run the model that the affiliates are pushing, because being an affiliate and getting people that are interested in marketing to buy into something is, kind of easier than like doing the thing itself. So I feel like I'm not responsible, but I feel like it's in integrity to like if I'm sharing insight about what I'm doing, like I need to be doing it, myself. But yeah, it's counterintuitive because, oh, the project's there, but, um, I know that like that time that can be spent focused on things I know are going to really, really grow what I'm doing it's not even comparable. And that's the thing too. Some people everyone's in like a different stage too. Like maybe saying yes to that project is, like what you need to do, it's just some people like they know what they really want and they keep looping and they feel like they're not getting traction. And so the no is kind of for those people that are like, man, I have this potential. I know if I just, focused on this, like this is what I really want. But some people, yeah, they're working a job and a custom project is like a dream come true, for them. But for me, I'm focused on scaling up my investor offer and like mastering it. And there's so much stuff to learn. And I love it though, because the problems that kind of come up within that model, like they're few, like they're contained, right? There's not like a new set, right? Within a new project, there's like a whole set of like second and third order consequences. I say yes, now I get the money now, but then what if in the future, like a few weeks later, they're like, hey, I want to change this part of the system, right? And they think because they paid or whatever that I'm gonna go in and change it, right? So there's all these little things that are linked to every kind of thing you do too. So I've seen firsthand like it's not maybe always what it seems either, which is why I like the agency model I have, because it's really defined and it's like at most, there's maybe a challenge setting up the ad account or the business manager and then, changing some ads. But outside of that scope, like they're not asking me to build a website, they're not asking me for custom, right? All these things. So um, and there's a great book on this. It's more like practical. It's not like as emotional as maybe I'm saying it. And, because I think it is like emotional for people where it's like caught between ideas and stuff. But there's a good book. It's called Built to Sell. And it's basically like a book about an agency owner. And it kind of narrates like his thoughts, and he meets a mentor that tells him, like, if you want to sell your business or you want to have it duplicatable where you could scale it, like these are the things you have to go through. So he kind of takes them through some of the same processes I'm sharing here, where he's a design agency, and they would do websites, they would do business cards, brochures, and everything design. And the mentor was like, is there anything in what you already do that's like really like defined and like clients pay well and it's like simple to deliver? And he's like, yeah, logo design. Like clients will pay us 5,000 for a logo. It takes us whatever, a few days to flesh out the idea. And he goes through this whole process of like, he had clients on huge retainers for these custom projects. And as he started to commit to like refining his offer, he started to get like traction, and then eventually, he built it up to the point where he was like, wow, like it was all worth it. So same things though. Clients would test his resolve and try to get him, oh, well, you've done brochures before, it's not that much work. Like, so it has to line up with what you really want to create. But I've seen it. I've seen making a VSL, making like all these different combinations. And so I kind of just stuck to what I know is gets the best of everything, which is the surveys and stuff like that. And I've seen like there's always a new, oh, are you using messenger bots or this or that? And I show some of that on the channel because some people want to, there's different ways to do it. But once you get a client that's made money, I would just say like kind of ignore the rest, like of the strategies. Like just stick to that case study and then like duplicate it, because there's always a new way. Oh, are you doing this? Are you we're using AI callers, or there's always going to be people in the marketplace willing to offer a lot of services. So, but that goes back to me knowing myself. Like there's some people I know that like they're really good at hiring. They're really good at building teams. They're really good at having multiple services and stuff like that. Like that is possible, but I know myself, and like that's just not my nature. Like I don't want to be on calls with a team, every day, and like managing people and like hiring new people. Like I don't, there's some like I envision in the future there's going to be people that help me with some of the stuff I'm doing, but I don't, that's not really like me, like I have a mentor. He's great. He has an in-person office. He hires people. Like that was from his initial conditions. He was already had that, like that's his style. My style is I like AI, I like software, I like that, like that's my style. I'd rather program a system or automation than I would hire a caller to run through a script and do that. So it also goes back to knowing who you are too, because some of you are like maybe good at hiring people or building a team and leading a culture. And, that's not really like my strength. If I look at my initial conditions, came into this whole space starting with drop shipping. Like that was the initial condition was, wow, could I run ads from my own computer and make a profit with a product that I don't even own? Like that was my initial conditions. And some people have different ones, where maybe they're not an entrepreneur at their core. They're like better as like a right-hand man or right-hand woman to someone else who's the entrepreneur. So I think when kind of who you are and like what your strengths are, like, you know, this just so happens to be the model I made, you know, but that's why you'll see other people do different things because they're good at other stuff. So take pieces from what I do and other people do and make it into your own. But really this model is like, you know, I could probably have one, you know, assistant that, you know, goes through the processes that I have, and I wouldn't really have to do much work, you know, other than just, you know, making content and doing calls. But yeah, like I'm cool with something like that. But I've seen other agency owners, they have sales reps and they're selling high ticket packages, and I just don't, that's not really kind of the direction, you know, I want to go. So when you know yourself and kind of know what you want to do, like, you know, I like the idea of a team, 1, 2, 3 people maybe. And you know, that's kind of like what works for me is something like that, you know. So when you know what your makeup is and how you're kind of designed and stuff like that, you'll kind of just you use these models to like create it. But like I said, I like that if I'm gonna go on a trip, you know, I take my laptop, I do the same thing, and I'm not worried about really anything, you know, it's all kind of just on me and there's not a lot of work with it. So that's what I like, you know, but some of you guys may have teams or whatever, and you know, you're cool with that. But yeah, I think just I know myself, and I've seen I can get to 40, 50,000 a month with the agency with, I literally know I could do it with just me. Like I've seen it because I don't even, the work I spend is not even like, I wouldn't even be maxed out. So to me, that's more appealing than like a 200,000 a month agency with the same profits and like a bunch of people, and clients can't even talk to me and they're talking to an account manager, and the account manager doesn't even know what the ads are, like, you know, because those people come to me. I worked with a big agency, and you know, I was talking to the owner, and then I was just thrown into the chute of account managers and reps, and they didn't even know what was going on. So I just like it. It's simple, you know, hey, client has a question, call me, we'll get it fixed, and you know, that's it, you know.
Simplicity scales.
Yes, it does.
Complexity confuses.
Yep, it totally, yeah, confuses the client and you, and then you just, you know, so a lot of this stuff too, like these services that we're talking about, like remember the majority of the world has no idea about automation, you know, so just the core things that you can incorporate literally like can change someone's business. Like, you know, you don't need, it's the marketers, us, that know all these other things, and so we get in our own way. But if I walk down the street and went into 100 businesses, I mean, they're not, most of them aren't running ads or have like a basic system for getting customers. So that alone is like, I mean, I still am surprised when I talk to people on investors and they're like, they're cold calling, you know, they're in these other things, and they're like, man, it would be so great to run ads and get leads, and they don't even know if it's possible. I'm like, dude, like, so I forget that you know, not everyone knows everything we do either, you know. So
Super helpful. Are you planning on doing more of these types of
yeah, if you guys
meetings?
like it, and
I
you
think
know,
so.
it's, yeah, I think it's cool to keep, you know, everyone connected, and I think ideas come from it and people learn from other questions. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally open to it, and um yeah, I feel like it could be, I think there can be a lot of cool stuff that comes from it, to be honest. So
Yeah, clarity isn't a one-time thing. It's you seem to kind of need to get pushed back on track over time. So to have it be a regular thing where you can kind of reconnect and maybe get back on track from get
yeah,
stuff that
Totally.
happens. I appreciate it a lot.
The-
So
Does Monday, like, does this day and time work for you guys, or like what is this? I don't know.
I
Yeah, I
think
think this
so.
works well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm definitely open to it. And, I think it's cool to hear, when we're chatting or posting, it's, that's cool too. But when you kind of can hear people and, like you said, clarity's, you know, a week goes by and then, maybe someone in the group's like, oh, I went and did this whole other thing. And you're like, whoa, stay back, like stay on the track. So,
Right.
yeah, no, I'm definitely open to it for sure. I mean, I can schedule the next one and,
That would be super cool. I appreciate it.
yeah, for sure. No, happy to have all you guys here. Yeah, Lee, I think you're the only one left if you have anything. And then, I don't know if anyone else just wants to share anything after or
Yeah.
takeaways or.
And I came in just as you were talking, going over the Facebook ad and showing all the different ads that he was running in the New Jersey area. I'm having just the opposite problem. I'm running Facebook ads. I am getting a ton of clicks, and I'm not getting one person to go past the click.
Hmm.
And a lot I got out of what I'm still testing, right? So,
Sure.
I'm running an ad. My click cost is, I think it just seems too low. It's in the 70-cent range.
Is this a
Uh,
traffic ad?
what I'm just trying to do is get clicks on my ad. Yeah, click-throughs.
So what's the conversion objective? Is it traffic or is it lead forms or conversion? Because if it's traffic, that's why that's happening. Like you won't get leads. You'll just get a ton of clicks.
A lot of clicks. I am getting a whole lot of messages from people out of the country that say they work at Facebook.
Okay, yeah, that for all of you, if that started happening probably within the last like 4 months where they'll post like a fake profile photo. It looks like a customer support
Yeah.
thing. So just ignore all those if you guys get those.
Yeah, you just do a lot of delete.
Yeah, you can create a workflow where it actually auto deletes them. You would just like make if
Yeah, it's getting
customer,
that irritating. You're right. I mean,
yeah, you can block it. But yeah, so do you know if you're running a lead?
I think you're right. What I did was I ran an A and B test. One, I really tried to zoom in on who I want to reach and
Mm-hmm.
describe them. It's for self-employed home buyers. I'm in the mortgage business,
Oh, okay.
and it's for self-employed home buyers. I got into GoHighLevel by accident. I thought it was a platform I was going to use for something else. And now I'm thinking of selling my mortgage business. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So I'm kind of joking there, but
I get you. Like
yeah,
you're seeing the
yeah.
potential of it. Yeah.
Well, I do commercial and fix and flip type of lending. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
So I'm tied into flippers and renovators and all of those people. Not too much. The people that you work with, they all think I hate them, so they all think lenders hate them. I'm wholesaler friendly.
Oh, I got you. I'm familiar. Okay, yeah.
Right. That's unusual. Most aren't.
Yeah.
So I work with almost everybody else in that sector.
Okay.
But so what we're doing is we're running an ad for self-employed home buyers. And so I zeroed in really deeply on owners, self-employed, business owner, business ownership, all of those types of things. And then I just did one with Facebook where just let Facebook do what it wanted. And my really targeted ones were really low click-through rates. The other one was a really high, but I think what you're saying is I'm targeting it wrong at the beginning.
If you wanna, I mean, it's up to you. If you wanna share your screen, and it's up to you, and I can get more specific into it, or if not, that's fine
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I don't mind. I'd probably just be more embarrassed about how confusing my screen looks.
No,
Hang
it's
on.
all good. I don't
Yeah,
judge
I'm just
anything.
teasing. Let me find it here. I wasn't logged into Facebook.
It's all good. Yeah, if you can pull it up, I mean, great, and maybe we can. Yeah, it sounds like though if you are running like the traffic conversion, that usually won't get any leads, or it takes a lot of clicks. So
Yeah, you know, the biggest problem I have is getting to the account. Hang on, let me share
yeah,
my
you're good.
screen.
Yeah, you're good.
And you should see it.
I think it's coming up. Let's see. It's loading. I don't know.
Ah, okay, still loading.
Yeah, maybe try unsharing it and then reshare it.
Oh, now it's locked up on me. There it goes. It unshared.
Okay, yeah.
Let me get back to Facebook.
No worries.
Yeah, that whole screen just closed.
On the Zoom or on the like in your actual
The one,
browser?
yeah, the Facebook screen I was trying to open, that I was trying to share,
Hmm.
it just kind of popped out on me. Okay, let's see.
I believe in you. You got this. There we go. Cool.
All right. So, nope.
Yeah, you can click on the left on the Meta Business Suite. Yeah, and then click on all tools down there. And then click on the ads manager. It's going to be down from there on the left, right there. Yeah. And then you can go to the other ad account up there,
Yeah.
and then should be in there. Oh, yeah, it's a traffic campaign, I think. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
So, yeah, we would change that. It seems like this was like a default Facebook, like you kind of just let them run the ad for you, kind of.
No, the one that's running now, I ran two. My drill down and their general. Their general, I stopped. Then Facebook wanted to do this A/B test on mine, and
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah, I would ignore Zuckerberg on that. Just
Yeah.
if you're trying to get leads, I would just use, yeah. So if you see where on the left where it says copy new traffic ad set, yeah, click
Yeah.
on that. So the conversion, oh, it looks a little different. If you go down, you see the cost per result on the right, kind of how it says cost per result, link clicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what those campaigns do is optimize for link clicks. So that's why your cost per link click is pretty low. And it basically, it really doesn't result in like names, emails, phone numbers, and leads. So I mean, unless you're just kind of experimenting with that, I would, run a new one with the same ads, same kind of split test that you wanted to run. But you can close this and I'll show you what I'm referring to. Just click on that X. So when you click on the create right there, you can just click continue. Or wait, that's in the ad set, sorry. Close that. And then, yeah, go to the campaign right above create. Yeah, and then click create from there.
I would have never known that.
Yeah, so you would want to do one if you're attempting to get like leads, you would choose that leads objective, not the traffic. Yeah.
Okay.
And then yeah, you can click continue. Everything should pretty much load. You can do manual lead. Yeah, and then continue. And then yeah, for this type of ad, it's probably going to need to be the housing category
Yeah, you're right.
or credit. So you
Yeah, I
can,
usually do credit. I usually do both.
okay. Yeah, so you would choose those right there like normal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can click that. And then yeah, you can go to the next right there. And then you can choose between either the instant forms right there, or the website. The instant forms will be more simple for, hooking everything up and getting the leads. If you do the website, you'll need to kind of get the pixel and stuff involved. So if you just
Oh,
want
I've
to,
got the Pixel landing page and all that. Yeah, yeah.
okay, well then yeah, you can do either the instant forms or the website, but yeah, that was the problem with that other campaign is the traffic is not gonna,
So
not
I'm
gonna
right.
convert.
Tell me if I'm right. If I go to instant forms, that's going to come to me from Facebook. Then I can set up a workflow for that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, would
That
be no
workflow
issue.
can even take them to the landing page or the form if I wanted them to,
Yeah.
you know, create contact record, open form.
Yeah, if you link the form in your sub account, it'll auto send the lead to your high level. So you won't have to create a new record, but if you want to add them to like a workflow, you can add that. So the trigger would be Facebook lead form submitted, and then you can just add an action of like add to workflow or send them a text or whatever.
But until then, I can just deal with it manually, right? The leads coming in from like the Facebook form, if I get first name, email address, uh, whatever those basic things I want,
Mm-hmm.
those I can just work those manually until I can change the backend process.
Yeah, when you say work them, you just mean like
Yeah, I
contact
just
them.
need to initially, if I just have the lead, I can do that manually and until I can, take a couple of days and redo the backend workflow.
Sure, yeah, you can definitely, as long as the lead form is linked in the sub account, when they fill out the lead form, it'll automatically port the lead into the system, and then yes, you can, you know, contact the lead from within the system, but there won't be any automation unless you create that.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I'll have to redo that part. So I can either do the website or and you think the Facebook form gets better results?
Um, in terms of like the lead quality and stuff, I mean, it goes, you can go back and forth, but I would say the instant forms is just a little more simple to like create and
It's easy.
manage. Yeah,
Okay.
than like getting the pixel, and there's just some stuff that can happen with the pixel that can be a little more advanced, but
Yeah, I just spent the last week doing the landing page and the pixel and all that, testing
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
I
I'll just
mean,
for now, I think I'll just do the website, but maybe
okay.
I'll do an A/B with the messenger, with the instant form, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to test which one performs, you can for sure, test between the both, but yeah, the instant form for most cases will Yeah, just be more simple. You don't have to worry about a domain and pixels. It's just all on Facebook. But if you're feeling advanced, I mean, yeah, you can definitely send them
Maybe in
to,
that one little area.
yeah, you can do the website and have the conversion API and yeah, but it can get a little like technical. So
And you're right, it doesn't always work and it could get sticky. So yeah,
yeah,
sometimes your simple is better.
yeah. I mean, I personally for our done for you clients, we do the survey, but like a website, but you know, I'm familiar with it all, so it's not it's not more it's not too complex for me. But if you're testing ads for the first time and just wanting to see which if that you can get leads in the first place, I'd probably just start with that because it looked like your budget was $12 a day on those two. So
Oh no, it had split them. It's really 25 a day during the
okay,
test. The test is turned off.
gotcha,
And so it's 25 a day I was doing for testing.
gotcha.
Just
Yeah.
that one ad. I didn't have variations or multiples or
In what market? Like where are you running
I'm
these?
in Orlando, Central Florida.
Okay.
I pretty much went down to Melbourne and went up from Melbourne up. South Florida is really a different market. And I used to run a company from South Florida because I kind of stay out of there. They stay out of where I am and I stay out of where they are. That's kind of where the line is for me is Melbourne and North.
Got it.
So about half the state.
Okay. Yeah, I would just say definitely turn off the traffic only, and then you can pick between the website or the lead form. But if you're looking to get leads like name, email, phone, then those two objectives will perform better than the traffic.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I get it now. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that one little thing probably saved me hours of trying to figure it out.
yeah, I would turn that off because you'll just get a really low cost per click, and you'll take hundreds
Yeah, I'm
and
just
hundreds of
wasting money
clicks.
with that. I will.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And I got to tell you, to talk to you, where you were sharing your thoughts about sometimes just focus and getting off your track and off your game and things that try to distract you. You should repurpose that and call it just call it a Quinn talk.
Oh, I love that. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know if people, like that, but I feel like that's
No, we all relate to that. We all do.
yeah,
I have more than a few years on you. We all go through that in business,
totally. No, that's
no
great to
matter how
hear.
many businesses you're in, and you're recognizing it early in your life, and that's I salute you for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've kind of learned some of it the hard way, but yeah, no, I appreciate that for sure. And yeah, I think this was a good call. I don't know if everyone
Excellent call for
agrees,
me.
but
Thank you.
yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more. And just if you guys saw it from within the school group, then just you'll see the next one pop up and you can join same way. And yeah, we'll keep them rolling and see what people think and how we can all help each other. Because yeah, we can probably all do business together too somehow, or some of us. So cool.
Awesome. Thanks, Quinn. This was great.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys soon. And yeah, just message me on school if you guys have any thoughts or other questions. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thanks, Quinn.
Quinn.
Alrighty,
All
thanks
right.
again,
Enjoyed it
Quinn.
much.
Thank you, Quinn.
Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.